Welcome back to Don't Forget Your Flashlight. As I was telling Michael before Casey so rudely started to record me.
Hey, we're on video now. We're on video now.
Video! Yeah,
This video.
first time.
Yeah, for all the people who haven't seen it or have been listening to us, we were doing audio only on Spotify, Apple, all the other good stuff. But now we're on video. And you can see Michael drinking milk.
Is that milk?
Coffee. It's got a shit ton of creamer in it on and put way too much in it.
So it's milk with a little bit of coffee.
No, he says it's coffee.
Pretty
it's
much.
milk. It's milk.
Like
mine's coffee.
Coffee flavored milk.
I'm having tea.
I'm having coffee with chocolate almond milk.
I buy, because we get discounts, I just buy the big jugs of tea.
Do you drink it out of the jug or do you pour it into a glass like a civilized person?
No, I drink it out of the jug. Tristan doesn't like tea.
Why? You probably drink like a whole jug at a time, don't you?
Yeah, I'll just drink it all throughout the day. Just carry it with me. Like a giant baby bottle. I put a little nipple on it too.
Just get the nipple from the Gatorade bottles. You don't even need a...
Ooh, that's smart.
Dude, you can just nipple from a baby bottle.
I can just power blast it in my mouth as I'm walking down the street.
You need the Gatorade one.
Power blast it in my mouth. That is glorious that is going to be out there in the internet.
Power blast it into your mouth.
It will. It will. I'm going to say a lot of things.
Audio clip that and just use it whenever you want.
Dude, now that we're doing this, I can do like clips and stuff with Riverside.
Okay.
I'll figure it out later.
Can't you do weird effects on the video? I don't know how.
You can do like backgrounds.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, if you like hover your mouse over your video, it'll give you like, you get like pin and then edit and then you can do it. I don't think you can do it while we're recording.
You can't edit while recording. Okay.
Visual effects can't be changed while we're recording.
Yeah. My webcam is kind of dated, so I can't.
You are kind of dated, Casey.
We all are.
Yes.
Which is funny because you're the youngest.
Yes. Not by much, but yes.
Yeah, only by a few days. But yeah.
By a long shot, you're the youngest.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
Gabe, tell us what we're doing. This is your story, so tell us what we're doing.
All right. So for my story, today we're diving into the original scary stories. The ones inspired or whispered around fires under the stars when every twig snap feels like a ghost sneaking up on you. Today we visit Campfire Horror Stories. Yeah,
we're doing Campfire Horror Stories.
Campfire Horror Stories. So I went through and I got some of the more famous ones, but then I also went through and I found some of the like some less famous ones, lesser known ones.
You got a lot here.
And then at the end I have lightning rounds of like little 2-minute two like sentence stories. So I figured we could throw on a creepy voice. We could each tell our own story. Or, we could do voices and I could tell all of them. What are you feeling?
Your story, bro. You tell us what you want to do.
All right. Well, I'll start with the first one. I'll do this first one,
kick us off.
Kick us off with Campfire Horror, all right? So a few of the more famous ones, obviously we all know Campfire Horror Stories, the stories you tell around campfires it doesn't necessarily have to be in a campfire setting, you could just be anytime you're telling ghost stories,
Like when they didn't have TVs, you'd gather around the fire and you'd tell.
Gabe, where else could you tell these stories?
Just around your house for funsies. You're having a sleepeover, or
in the bathroom, taking a long shit.
Yeah, you
I love the idea.
Yourself in the mirror, and you just have
like a party
heart to heart with yourself. You feel it.
At a karaoke room
instead of singing. The idea of being at a party at someone's house and just shitting my brains out on some guys outside the door. Hey, you ever hear the story of the Hook Man? You got time?
You got time?
Well, that leads us into the first one. Since I am starting, I'll start us off with this first one. All right. Let's set the tone here. It was a warm summer night, and a teenage couple was parked at the edge of the woods, sharing stories and laughter. The radio crackled. A special news bulletin interrupted the music. A dangerous criminal had escaped from a nearby institution. He was missing one hand, replaced with a sharpened. The girl suddenly felt uneasy. "We should go," she whispered, her boyfriend trying to...
Wait. Do you want someone else to read the
words? Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, like the dialogue.
Casey, you be the female.
Done.
The girl suddenly felt uneasy.
We should go,
she whispered. Her boyfriend, trying to act brave, just laughed it off. Michael laughed. But then they heard it.
Dude, if I was your girlfriend, Michael, I'd leave you. If that's how you laughed, and I'd leave you.
Oh, dude, the way you sound, I would have left you already, too.
She's like, Casey's over there, like, we should go. And
we should go.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
All right, continue on.
Continuing on. Yes. Hang on. Oh, I just saw something really cool with my computer.
Now is not the time. People are immersed.
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure this out. Okay, I got it. Okay. Scratch. Something lightly scraping the outside of the car. First on the passenger side, then the back. Then right near the driver's window. Terrified now, they sped off into the night without looking back. When they finally reached her house, the girl stumbled out of the car and screamed. There, hanging from the door, was a bloodied metal hook.
You guys want to talk about it, or you just want to keep going?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You know what's crazy? Like, you can hear so many different versions of this, because, like, I remember one, it was like the hook was hanging off like a trailer hitch or something, like it caught the trailer hitch and drug him.
I heard it was in the top of the car.
Yeah, like there's so many versions of this.
I've heard in the door, I've heard in the handle. I just looked up, like, when I was looking these up, I was like, what's like some common campfire stories? And this was one of the common ones that they talked about. But yeah, I've heard different versions of the story, always having to do with someone having a hook and the hook gets ripped off. Now that man is no longer having a hook. Now he doesn't
what if
have
he's
a hand.
what if he's just a dude with a hook hand? Like, I mean, like he had it amputated, probably because of diabetes.
What if he was a vet?
What if he was a vet?
He's a vet and he lost his arm.
A veterinarian.
I was a veteran. Yeah, a veterinarian. So he's a veterinarian. He's taking care of puppies and fish.
And he needed it for, I don't know, precise
doctoral procedures. I am to leave my dog with a veterinarian with a hook for a hand, and he's like, I'll take care of him. I'm like,
I'll take good care of Fluffy here.
He's like, your dog needs this procedure done. I'll use my good hand. Picks his hook hand up. I'll be like, I don't feel confident in this.
I'm like, oh, you hooked him right in the torso there. He's bleeding a lot. You're a doctor. You'll get it.
As the vet's talking to you, he's petting you. Yeah, so we're going to take good care of Fluffy here.
Or it goes the other way around, and he's a doctor, and you go in for a prostate exam, and he's like, here's my good hand, and it's a hook.
What's the downside,
I have to use my good hand, and then he's like, let me just take this off. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Puts on, like, his actual, like, inspection glove. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's continue on.
The hook hand, I feel like that's a very common, like, horror story, you know?
They also did it's been in media, too. Like, they've made movies. They did, Urban Legends is the one that comes to my mind, because the guy was imitating urban legends, but overall he was mainly the hook man.
Sweet. I gotcha.
A big trench coat, drenched like he came out of the ocean.
I mean, it's been in TV shows, movies. I'm pretty sure Scooby-Doo's done their own version of the Hookman. Supernatural did their own version of the Hookman.
They did one, yeah. They did one. Theirs was a different take, though. It's always like usually a guy on the shore.
Supernatural was a religious aspect for it when they did the actual hook.
Wait. Oh, your dog.
I just saw him pop
you're
in
just like
frame.
No, you're just like pointing over your shoulder. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
I just saw him pop in a frame. It was hilarious. I was like, I saw something moving. I was like, look, that actually scared me. I saw something move by me. But yeah, no.
Right, what's the cool story about? Yeah, the vanishing hiker. Let's just move on, Michael.
Well, Casey, you're up.
When you read the hook, what was the depiction of it? Like, what was the general depiction? Did it give one besides the hook?
It always just described it as like any stories I read, it's just describes it as like an oversized like hook, like usually something like maybe for fishing or something like that. Like
as they're driving away off
every form of media, he's wearing like a trench coat or like some kind of raincoat, and then like a hat that covers his face, so it's just like black.
There's no depiction of him.
I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the SpongeBob version where the guy has a spatula for a hand.
I wasn't, but that's hilarious. I was not thinking of that.
Coat,
but that is hilarious.
And he's got the spatula.
The hash slinging slasher.
Holy shit, SpongeBob did it too. They did their version of him too.
They did their version of Hookman too. The hash slinging
slasher. Okay, the vanishing hitchhiker. Gabe, do you want to do the voice? Michael, let's hear your fucking voice.
You do it, Michael.
Wait, like read it or
read it?
Do the voice?
No, the voice. You're gonna do the voice.
You want me to read it then?
There's 2 lines, Michael.
There's 2 lines of dialogue in this story.
You know what? I'm gonna start reading, and then whenever we get to those,
it literally says
lines,
pick an accent.
Yeah, that's your line.
You're not to it.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Work in progress.
Okay. It's a story passed down from town to town. Late one night, a driver spots a girl on the side of a deserted road. She's wearing a pale dress, barefoot, shivering under the cold moonlight. He pulls over and asks,
Do you need a ride, sweetheart?
Dude, I wouldn't get in.
Yeah, you would.
She nods slightly and climbs into the back seat. She gives him an address, a house on the far side of town, and says little else. Her voice is soft, barely a whisper. When he pulls into the driveway, he looks into the rearview mirror to ask if she's home safe, but the back seat is empty. Why would he look into the back or into the rearview mirror and then ask if she's home safe? Like, he got her there safe. Okay. Really. Confused, he knocks on the door. An old woman answers, her face wary. When he asks about the girl, the woman's eyes fill with tears.
My daughter, she died exactly 10 years ago tonight.
I'd be like, shit, you need some water? You good?
A little parched, dear. Chocolate.
Can I?
Chocolate.
That's what I was picturing when I was thinking.
Chocolate. I remember chocolate.
She died exactly 10 years ago tonight.
From eating chocolate.
Have you ever? I don't know. Like I could see it. I could see it in the sense of like you're like, you know, you are addressing them like, if she's home as you're looking up and then realize there's no one there. Like, because I've done that where I've said something as I look up, like, then I look, you know, in the mirror at them.
But there's different versions of this one as well. There's versions where, you know, there isn't a person at the house at all. It just gets there and the address is run down and they look in the bag and realize the person's gone, right? Like, there's different versions of the vanishing hitchhiker. The common thread is usually it's a woman who gets picked up by a guy. Usually he takes her somewhere where the address isn't, you know, where it's clearly not where this person lives, and then they're gone. That's the basics for the vanishing hitchhiker. So just on that premise alone, how would you feel if you were you're driving, you see someone who looks like they need some help? Obviously, I don't think either of you would actually stop for a stranger.
Fuck no, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one that would be more inclined to do that. So Gabe, what would you do?
You had a great experience. The one hitchhiker you picked up in your lifetime, you had a great experience.
What? I've picked up several hitchhikers.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I just remember a while ago you told me a story about a female hitchhiker.
Which one?
The one that you had a great experience with. There's no way you had multiple great experiences with hitchhikers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My mind is going
in
to
this
a
exact
spot.
moment. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to put it out there, but my mind's going somewhere.
Did I hook up with a hitchhiker?
Yes!
That's what I was gonna ask, but I didn't know if you wanted it on the internet.
I'm fairly certain you had your Ford Ranger, and you told me you picked up this chick.
Oh, I didn't pick her up off the side of the road. Her car broke down in a parking lot. I gave her a ride, and then she messaged me like a week later and asked if I was busy, and it was for a booty call.
Same fucking thing.
That is not the same at all.
Did you know her?
No.
Same
was
thing.
It fun?
It was fun?
It was an interesting time.
It was interesting.
It was an interesting time.
Okay. All right. I feel you. Anyway, the next one is Humans Can Lick Too.
Real quick.
Abe,
about the hitchhiker.
About that.
Does
Why do you do that? Every time I'm carrying on.
We're about to move on.
And because I have one more question about it.
Wait, I got something to add from last week's podcast episode.
Going 2 stories ago.
Wasn't there isn't there like another version of that where if you get in the car, it's pretty much death, like she will kill you?
That was Supernatural's version of it. It's a woman in white. It's similar, but it's called a woman.
Yep. That was Supernatural's version. You're correct.
But that also played in with this of like the pale dress, you know, again, it being a female. Yeah.
Michael, if you're okay with it, I'm going to read the next one. Actually, you're going to read the next one, Michael. You're up.
Figured I would.
Great.
Who wants to do?
Perfect.
Is there voices in this one?
Is there dialogue?
One line at the end, I will do that dialogue.
Okay.
This one did bother me last night when I was really, 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 really high, and I thought I heard noises.
Fair enough.
This popped in my head last night.
It is a story essentially about being alone in a house.
Yep.
All right, Michael.
You're up.
Humans can lick too. A young girl was home alone one night. Her parents gone for the evening, but she wasn't scared. She had her loyal dog with her. The night dragged on, and as she climbed into bed, she reached down to let her hand dangle beside the mattress. She felt the warm, familiar sensation of her dog licking her hand. Comforted, she drifted off to sleep until a strange sound woke her. Drip, drip, drip. It came from somewhere in the house. She was too scared to check, so she reached down again, and sure enough, her dog licked her hand. In the morning, she finally built up the courage to get up. She followed the sound to the bathroom. There, hanging from the shower rod, was her dog, skinned and dripping blood, and scrolled across the mirror in large, jagged letters.
Humans can lick too.
Michael, I must say, your reading has gotten better.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna unsubscribe you from Hooked on Phonics, dude.
You're still on Leapfrog.
Well, that's fine, dude. Outside of this podcast, I don't think I've read out loud or in front of anyone since high school. And I don't even remember in high school when I really had it. I remember freshman year, I had to give one presentation in front of a class, and that was it.
You should have Autumn give you the cue cards or whatever. Not cue cards, but flashcards. Of like multiple syllable words. She's like, boom, you're like extravagant. Boom, photosynthesis.
But have it spelled out on it, like extravagant.
Have the phonetics of the word.
Yeah.
She's like, boom, hot. She's like, boom, hot. You're like, it's hat. Sorry.
You said you got scared, by the way, Gabe, but I will point out in this scenario, you have more than one dog. So I feel like if something happened to a dog, your other ones would probably start barking.
No, yeah, I get that. But just the idea that someone could be in your house and then just nonchalantly thinking if I was half asleep and rolled over and felt what I thought was the hair of one of my animals, they lick me, and then the next morning someone a note, humans can lick too, knowing I touched a human and they licked my hand.
Not even that. I want you to be what's more disturbing to you? Seeing your own dog strung up, skinned and dripping blood, or the fact that a human licked your hand to keep you from getting out of bed, so they were under your bed in your room.
Dude,
and then when you fell asleep, they probably got back up and moved.
Both are uncomfortable. If I found my dogs dead in my house, I would be...
I'd still sweep my house. I'd be like, the dog is my back door problem because it's dead. I've got to sweep my house now.
I mean, I've got 2 German Shepherds, so if someone gets in here,
and I love my dogs, but I would be like, okay, dog's back burner. I gotta sweep my house and make sure I'm safe and the house is clear, and then we'll take care of this.
At that point, it doesn't matter if I'm safe, because if I find someone in my house, they're either going to kill me or I'm going to kill them. If I found my dogs dead,
This is my thought. All right. One, if I put my hand down, I feel a dog lick me, I'm not okay. I don't have dogs. I'm immediately upset. Second, if it's my cats, I'm pissed. Why are you looking? How'd you get in my bedroom? You're not allowed in here.
I'm picturing Winston, Casey's like, oh, it's probably Winston, and then he's just laying in bed, and then it dawns on him, his eyes open, and he's like, it wasn't sandpaper.
No, my cats aren't allowed in my room. And then if I find out there's a person in here, I'm immediately aroused.
Why aren't your cats allowed in your room?
I have a very expensive mattress.
So you're gonna do that approach of the
so
I want to say
your cats, the short life that they get in this world.
Yep.
And you have them in your house. You don't even let them into your bedroom.
Correct.
You monster.
Yeah. Let me I hope you can see. Let me just show you something real quick, Gabe.
My dog is my dog sleeps in my bed with me. Both of my dogs.
Great.
Same.
Yeah. Let me just show you why
you're a monster.
Yeah. Why I'm a monster.
Show me.
I look forward to this TED Talk.
I don't know if you can see that.
Fascinating. Thank you for showing me.
Did you move your bed?
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
We fell over. We have fallen. Help! We cannot get up.
Yeah. Okay, so it's got that. Okay, the whole mattress moves, and then I don't know if you can hear this or not. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a massager going on.
Yes, bed.
So the bottom side of my mattress looks like a fucking spaceship.
You look like a spaceship.
What do you mean?
No comment?
For me.
No, but for real, Casey, you joke about being aroused, but let's say there's someone under your bed. They lick your hand.
Fucking house. You're gonna play kinky games, win kinky prizes.
I feel like you'd get like that immediate, like, you'd get that hit
erection.
of just... I mean, maybe.
Yes.
He's going the route of that, I think it was a Russian woman who... A guy tried to rob her at her salon. Did you guys read that article? A guy tried to rob her at her salon. She overpowered him and I guess tied him up and force-fed him Viagra and basically made him her sex toy
Did
for
hear
like...
about that.
Dude,
her sex toy for like a day or two.
No, I thought it was like a couple days.
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy to read. I was like,
Like she had him strung up and was feeding him Viagra, like the all the male enhancement pills.
Was she hot?
Just to keep him going.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
I don't think she was that bad looking.
It don't
No,
matter.
like, honestly, the photo they put of her on the news article, she didn't look bad at all.
You know, but you know, I'd say the guy deserved it.
She into
that's
kinky
Casey's
stuff like
mentality
that.
of like,
You're gonna go in there and try and overpower a woman.
I'd hook up with a burlap sack.
he thinks he's in my house. Little does he know.
Oh god, I was about to say something really mean, but never mind.
Thanks, bro.
Never mind.
I appreciate it. Anyway, this is the last episode.
What?
If you said something,
You're hurting my feelings.
No, you're like, I would hook up with a burlap sack. I was gonna be like, you should not call your wife that.
Damn.
Like I said, I don't mean it. I don't mean
It's
it. But that was
not.
like that was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, that's
My wife's amazing.
Your wife is amazing, and she loves you unconditionally, as long as you do everything right.
I do. I'm a grade A plus husband.
Yeah, and if you're not, there are consequences.
As there would be for any relationship.
Exactly.
stay in line.
Not for
Blinks
my
3
wife.
times. Oh, he's okay.
Not for my wife.
Of course. Yeah.
From you.
Why do you need
It
help
would
from me?
be hilarious if Christine just like slowly got into camera with like a bat or something.
You just see her like
The revolver. She's like, just hear, she cocks the hammer back.
Tell them you're happy.
I'm super happy. You just see like the barrel of the gun just like come barely
slowly fade back out.
And just like that, I'd be like, well, we cannot put this on YouTube because it's getting taken down immediately.
That leads us to our next story.
Weird transition. I like it. The babysitter and the man upstairs.
All right. The teenage babysitter tucked the children into bed, then settled downstairs with her homework. The house was old, and every creak seemed louder in the stillness of the night. Then the phone rang. Raspy voice whispered.
Have you checked the children?
Thinking it was a prank, she hung up. But the call came again and again. Each time the voice grew more urgent.
You should really check on those kids.
Finally, she called the police. They promised to trace the next call. When the phone rang once more, she answered. Her hand trembled after a few moments. The police called back, yelling,
Get out the house! Those calls are coming from upstairs.
Who's this police officer?
You know, not
what
the
year
direction
is
I thought
this?
this was going to go, but... Get out the house! They're upstairs!
Them calls are coming from upstairs.
The calls are from inside the house! Oh, God.
We're like, oh my God. There's
Now-
no second floor, though.
One, I don't know how tracing technology works with cell phones, or with phones in general.
How they can't check the floor.
Well, this used to be an
Check
old
that out.
story, I think, where it was landlines too.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but I think it's the concept again that someone's in your house that you don't know about that shouldn't be there. You know, like
See, you and I had different thoughts about this. I'm like, not my house, not my kids, I'm out.
oh, got it. Yeah, because you're like I'm just a
Every man
babysitter.
for
I'm just
himself.
babysitting.
They don't pay me enough to take a bullet for these kids.
$12 an hour is not enough.
I better get like 50 an hour after this.
You guys are getting paid?
No. Mm-mm.
I just volunteer to watch children.
Mm-mm.
Could have watched chill. That sounds horrible.
Glad you got that.
So bad.
Yeah, the parent. I like watching kids so much the parents don't even know.
What was it? Stalking is just a really
What a-
long walk between two people, and only one of them knows about it.
Yeah.
What a weird idea. Like, this is some schizophrenic person watching children, and he keeps calling himself from outside. He's like, hey, are you checking on the kids? Just standing outside the window on the phone. Goes back inside. It's like, who is this?
Who is this?
Runs back
Where are
outside. You know who it is. Runs back inside. No, who? Are the kids okay?
The next campfire story is a famous one, Bloody Mary. Who's doing the dialogue?
Let's go, Michael.
Is it just the two bold ones, I'm guessing? No. Wait, yes.
It's actually really, it's not even dialogue, actually.
This one doesn't have dialogue.
I was gonna say, I don't see anything.
They say if you stand in a dark bathroom, staring into the mirror and chant Bloody Mary 3 times, something terrible happens. The air will grow cold, the mirror will fog, and if you look closely enough, you'll see her. A woman, her face twisted and bloodied, trapped in the mirror, staring back at you with eyes full of rage. Some say she'll reach out and drag you into the mirror world. Others say she'll appear behind you, whispering your name before she takes you. But no one knows for sure, because the only ones who truly see her are never seen again. How'd I do?
I just probably one of the cooler stories, like just the fact that you're trapped in a mirror, so the idea you can be at any mirror at any given time because all mirrors are linked to this one mirror.
Wait a minute. If the only people that see Bloody Mary get killed or dragged away, how do we have this story?
Because people have... So, I have an answer for that. Say us 3 hanging out. I go to the bathroom to say her name 3 times. I disappear. You 2 knew the story was happening. You know the story happened, right? Because we agreed I was going to do it. I'm the one that actually saw her, so I'm the one that's never seen again. But the story lives on because you 2 didn't die.
What if we're in there with you? Wouldn't
I didn't say you're in there with me. I said I go into the bathroom.
Are we like outside the bathroom door?
You guys are outside the bathroom
We
door.
just like hear muffled screams or something?
Yes.
I'd be like, oh my God, that's one hell of a shit. I'd leave.
and then finally, like, I'm just pulled into the mirror world.
And I walk in, I say, God damn, you could have sprayed some Febreze.
It smells really bad in the mirror world, okay? So when the portal opens up, it's just
shoot some Febreze on your way into the mirror.
Well, if you just spray your mirror with the poopery.
Dude, there you go. There you go, dude.
Just, coat your mirror in poopery.
That's because you the shit.
Yeah. So Bloody Mary, classic story. Classic story. Thank you for saying I'm the shit, though. Which
I stand by it.
I just have a little
I stand by it.
I can't find an origin because I'm assuming you were asking about because obviously it started with someone.
About the origin. I don't see like campfire stories. I don't really care about the origin. They're fun. Yeah, they're quick. They're fun. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were asking like how it would start because chances are the first person just accidentally did it. And you just find a dead body, or they just disappear.
Accidentally said Bloody Mary 3 times, and that's what killed you. Like
the alcoholic drink came out first, and someone's like just drunk. They go to the mirror. They're like, "Oh, look, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary."
Marys are amazing.
I love me, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Exactly.
Have you seen? Oh, it was back when Vine was a thing, I think, or maybe the early days of TikTok. But it was a guy, and he's like, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. And then the light flips back on, and he's got a Bloody Mary in his hand. And he's like, what? So he sets it down. He's like, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Light flips off, flips back on. He's got another drink in his hand. He's like, this is amazing. And he's like, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Flips it off, it's back on. This time, it's the Bloody Mary pouring the Bloody Mary. He's like, I'm not done yet.
That's funny.
Done yet.
If we
going fast.
Maybe I'll try to put a clip into that.
That's funny.
I like the idea of that.
All right. Now we're going to
so that was the 5 like 5 of the most common I could find stories. So here are a couple of it's only 3 lesser stories. Or 2, not 1. How many did I include of the lesser? There's that 1, 2.
Are you counting
3.
the lightning round stories?
Not including the lightning, because those are just two lightning stories. So these are lesser campfire stories, lesser known. Michael, do you want to start us off?
Red eyes in the window. No dialogue, right? No, okay.
Oh yeah, there is. It's just it's not bold. It's like third from the bottom line.
I want you to do a voice on that.
I got you. I'll think of something. It's fine. I'll get it.
Give me a voice. Give me something. A girl stayed at her grandmother's cabin deep in the woods. One night, laying in bed, she saw 2 red glowing eyes staring at her from outside the second-story window. Horrifying. Terrified, she pulled the covers over her head and waited for morning. When she finally told her grandmother, the old woman paled.
Honey?
Like skin? Like she just went pale?
Honey, shut up and let me tell my line, okay?
Sorry, I was just...
Honey?
She whispered.
There's no balcony outside your window.
And when they checked the ground below, they found claw marks in the dirt and long scratches on the outside of the wall, leading leading all the way up.
That's why we.
I almost said leading way up, and I was like, "That's not correct."
That's why we keep you around, Michael.
That's why the phonics subscription's still in.
I'm trying. I just
so that one
is leading way up.
Actually, I really like that one. That one's cool.
So that one is another common one of like seeing a set of eyes outside your window, but the common thing is like assuming there's a balcony there, which I forgot when I was putting that in. And then when you they tell the grandmother like, so there was someone standing on my balcony. And
what
like,
bothers me about that is she
balcony.
got pale. So I'm like, do you know what's out there? Has this happened before?
That's the other thing is like, but also with the premise of like her saying like, oh, there's someone on the balcony outside my window all night. It's like there's no balcony outside your window. You know,
dude, if I was a kid,
I'd never go to my grandmother's again.
I would have got up in the middle of the night and be like, Grandma, sacrifice yourself to the demon. It's out there again.
Grandma,
I'm not interested in dying.
I think it's time you and the demon got acquainted.
But before you go, let's update your will.
Grandma, this is your house. You have to be the one. It wants you.
You should leave everything to Charity.
Good thing I've changed my name to Charity.
Charity's the stripper I met last night.
I love her.
I love her. She really wants your house. It'll help her and her 5 kids.
Okay. The next one is The Whispering Candle.
Oh, this one's a little... These are like more interesting, I think, because I haven't heard them, you know?
Yeah, all the other ones were so well known, you kind of know how they go.
Am I do this one?
All right.
A group of friends once dared each other to perform an old ritual. At midnight, you sit alone in a dark room with a single lit candle. You stare into the flame without blinking. If you do it long enough, you'll start to hear whispers. They say it's the voices of those who died in the dark, people who didn't listen when the lights went out. But if the flames flicker 3 times, you have to blow it out immediately, because if you don't, something else will blow it out for you. And then you'll never leave the room again. I like that one. Like the idea of like sitting there with the candle and then like if it flickers 3 times, you have to be the one to blow it out. Otherwise, something else will.
I'm also picturing like sitting in a just pitch black room and all you have is that candle.
Just the candle. It's you. You're there. Your candle, right?
That's. I love it.
And you're just staring into it.
I love it. Beautiful. Love the prop. I wonder, so, man, it's almost like a purgatory thing where, like, this room just exists in another plane at that point forever. Like, I picture you opening the door and it just, like, it's black or it doesn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Or you open and you go through and it's just the same room. You pretty much keep going back into the same room.
Oh, yeah, like some back rooms type stuff.
Yeah.
One of those mini games where you're stuck in the same room.
Yeah, so no matter if you go through the door, it just leads you right back to the same room.
All right. Don't look under your bed. All right. Don't look under your bed.
This one was just a one-off. I don't know if this one was like, I just included it.
Okay. It's said that if you wake up in the middle of the night feeling like you're not alone, you aren't. If you hear breathing underneath your bed, soft, wet breathing, don't look. If you look, you'll lock eyes with something that shouldn't exist. And once you see it, it sees you. And from then on, no matter where you sleep, hotel, friend's house, even outside, you'll always hear that wet breathing, getting closer and closer every night.
You know,
yeah, it's cool.
As a kid, you're like so scared of like stories like that to where I am almost 32 years old and I still to this day, and I think it's just instinctive at this point, there's so much stuff under my bed, there's nothing that could be under there.
Dude, because my bed is underneath my bed is like somewhat empty and my dogs go underneath there all the time. One, my dog's under there, so I don't have to worry about that much of it. But I still don't like having to get down and look under my bed. That moment of like, I will usually get far enough away from my bed to where if something was there, if it tries to reach out, I've got a good enough chance to like,
See, that's why I look under my bed ass first.
You're like, it's gonna get a good show right beforehand, right?
Either two things are gonna happen. One of two things are gonna happen. Either one, it's gonna be like, okay, no, I'm not gonna do this. Or second, it's gonna be like dessert. That's all I'm saying.
I was picturing some weird like internal defense mechanism where this thing's gonna grab Casey and he's just gonna shit on it. This story, you know what this story reminds me of more than anything? Do you remember when you were a kid and like you'd watch a scary movie, Home Alone, when you were really young? And before you go to bed, as you turn the lights off behind you, you'd almost race to the next light, like the next room with light to turn it off.
You mean you don't still do that?
I mean, not
in my bed.
Why?
Really.
That makes me think. Why are houses built like that? For one thing, why do you have to? In a lot of older houses are like this. Hey, the only light switch for this fucking room is over here. The exit is over here. So you have to flip the light switch off, go through the dark fucking room to get out of the room. Like, how does that make sense?
We rented a house, and it was the dumbest design, but we had rented it was Bennett, Casey, if you remember that one. You remember how it had that upstairs? That room upstairs? The light switch for that room and to get up to the stairwell was downstairs at the bottom of the staircase.
Why?
Hated
Why are
that.
the lights at the
house
bottom
was built
of
in
the
like
stairs?
1934, and I'm like, who did this?
Now, I promise both of you, if I die first, I will be the spirit that's underneath at the bottom of the stairs chasing you up.
Hell yeah, dude.
So every time
I'm gonna let you catch me.
I will be there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna let you catch me.
Well, yeah,
like,
because obviously Casey will. He's gonna have his butt out first. He'll be like, "Don't catch me! Don't catch me!"
Oh,
what am I gonna do with all this lube? Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you can do with all that lube, Casey.
I hope Gabe doesn't catch me.
You can slide right into the lightning rounds.
I'm happily married. I have a wonderful wife.
No, slide into the lightning round stories.
Yeah.
With all the lube.
Yeah, I got you. I know what you meant. Right in my butthole.
Like, here's the lightning round story. I'm not going to do that on visual. Let's keep it appropriate. Keep it somewhat PG.
All right.
It adds to it with the video now, don't it?
Kick us off, lightning boy. That's you, Gabe.
All right, so these are lightning stories, short little two-sentence stories. I always loved hearing my cat purr under my bed at night until I woke up and saw her locked outside my bedroom, still scratching to get in.
Dude's got 2 cats. Good for him. Cats are sweet.
No, one cat.
No, he sounds like
right,
he's
Michael,
got
number
another
2.
cat now.
So is the implication here like it's still purring even though it's behind the door?
That throughout the night you heard the purring.
Okay.
And then when you wake up, you realize the cat was never under the bed.
Okay, I just want to check. I was like, because it made it sound
like happy. If you hear purring, it's typically because something's happy.
Yeah, but now it's outside the door.
Whatever creature was under your bed was making the happy sounds.
Casey, that would be like because you lock your cats out of your room, you hear purring under your bed, but you know both your cats are outside.
Dude, I'm getting up because I don't really believe in the ghost story stuff. But so I'm getting up and I'm gonna be like, dude, what the fuck, Winston? Get out of my fucking bedroom.
And then you open your door and they're both sitting at the door and you're like...
I'm turning on the light and I'm like, all right, my outside cat's inside now.
It's creepy that you guys say that because right then I heard Oliver. And I was like...
Don't you start this.
Oliver, don't be doing this shit to me. My dogs are asleep. I'm safe. They're passed out. They've got 2 radars.
All of a sudden his like meow starts to change and alter and gets deeper. You're like, guys, I have to quit the podcast real quick.
I gotta go.
This is getting too real. I gotta get off. You say you wanted me to do this one?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I mean, I don't care. They're short. My phone buzzed with a picture from an unknown number. It was a photo of me, asleep in bed, taken just seconds ago.
Hell yeah.
That one would terrify me.
You wake up and your phone, like first thing, you're still half asleep, your phone, and you like look at it, random number, you click open, and you see a picture of you just sleeping. Like
one of 2 things would happen. Either one, I'd be so groggy and tired that I wouldn't even think to look at the number, and I'd probably be like, oh, weird, Autumn took a photo of me or some cute thing, right? Or 2, it would hit me and I'd be like, holy shit, I don't know this number.
This is my plan. I push my wife out of bed, sacrifice her first. Give me enough time to grab my revolver, kill the baddie. I'd save her, okay? You can't. My gun
sacrificed her.
You just said you sacrificed her.
My gun's right next to my bed, okay, guys? I would have time.
So you're pushing her out as a distraction.
Yes. If she happens to
she
die,
it's
unfortunate.
Screaming, falls onto the knife of the bad guy.
Unfortunate circumstance.
With the revolver around, you're like, take the shot.
And then she's like, I've been stabbed. I'll be like, you're a lost cause. Shoot her too.
Right as you go to shoot, the bad guy picks your wife up. You actually shoot her because he's using her as a human shield.
It's a 357. It'll go right through her. No problem at all.
Maybe it's a good thing Christine doesn't listen to this.
It is a good thing your wife doesn't listen to your podcast.
Maybe it's a good thing she doesn't listen to these.
I'm glad she doesn't support your dreams.
Yeah. No, she does. So she just, she supports. She's a very good enabler, but she doesn't want to see it, It's like if you got a piece of shit friend that gives you money for drugs, but they don't want to see you do them. It's like that.
No, well, I know when my time has come. Goodbye.
Is that too dark?
Sorry, my cat's literally freaking out back there for some reason.
Lightning round stories number 3. Right. I kissed my wife goodnight and rolled over to sleep. It wasn't until I heard her whisper from the hallway, "Who are you talking to?" that I realized she wasn't in bed with me. You think this mysterious person was a better kisser? You think it was a lip kiss? Maybe they kiss on the lippies.
Forehead.
I've got a reference.
So you would still see him though.
I've got.
I bet it was on the side of the neck, and the monster or whatever got a little roused. They're like, "Whoa, don't worry, buddy. You playing games now? Okay, right. All right, buddy."
My mind, Casey, went straight to Stolen Tongues.
Oh yeah,
Stolen Tongues.
Yeah, my mind.
Yeah, it's a creepypasta.
Like from Dead Silence?
No, it's a creepypasta. No.
What's creepypasta?
Yeah, you fuck with me. I saw that smirk. Yeah,
no, I know what creepypasta is, but what is this exact creepypasta?
Oh, it's kind of a longer one. They go up to the mountains in a cabin like that her grandpa owns or some shit like that, and there's like these
a Wendigo or something. I think I can't remember.
Yeah, they're like spirits or Wendigo. It was kind of vague on that, which kind of added to the spookiness. It can
steal your voice and your looks.
Yeah,
it has to kill you, right?
To steal your looks, I think, but it can steal your voice if you're alive.
Yeah, if it hears you talk, it can mimic it.
Wendigos can mimic voices.
I think it's more of a skinwalker thing. Maybe it's a combination.
But if it killed you, it had to kill you to essentially, I think, wear your skin almost to look like you.
I think so.
I thought Wendigos were a form of like a cannibalistic skinwalker.
I don't know. Like, we'll have to do a deep. Yeah, we'll have to do like a deep dive into it one of these days because like there is.
I mean, Wendigo would fit it in what we do.
Like Wendigos and skinwalkers, like. To me, they seem like they're the same, but I don't think they are.
But then also, how is that different than like the Wolfman and stuff like that? We should we'll do an episode on all of that. That'd be great.
I feel like skinwalkers were just kind of like whatever, but I feel like weren't Wendigo like originally like guardians of like the forest almost?
All right, Gabe, I want to read this one, but I want you to do the dialogue. Okay, I want you to give me your best little kid voice. Wait, real quick, are you gonna be a boy or a girl?
We'll find out.
Oh, it's a boy. It's a little boy.
In the moment.
Okay.
In the moment.
It's a boy. As I tucked my son into bed, he whispered,
"Daddy, check for monsters under my bed."
When I looked, I saw him hiding there, trembling, and he whispered,
"Daddy, there's someone on my bed."
Yeah, I'd probably be afraid too.
Daddy.
That was interesting, but what do you do in that scenario?
I don't know.
Kill them both, start over.
When I get scared, my voice drops.
See, that's the same concept. I've also heard like walking. You hear, say, for instance, hey.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Imagine this. Okay, you're walking upstairs that have a little landing, right? That turn a corner to the top. You're on the landing because you heard your wife calling you upstairs.
Yep.
You get to the landing and you still hear her saying like, "Casey, come on, help me."
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear her voice downstairs saying, "Casey, who are you talking to?" Or you see her upstairs and she's like, "Come on." And then you turn and you see another version of her downstairs and she's like, "That's not me."
This is my exact reaction. Honey, where do we get these fucking stairs?
That's fair. But you know what I mean? The concept is there of like,
yeah, I got you.
Which version, So if you go and you kissed your son goodnight or you kissed your kid goodnight and then they're like, "Can we check? Like, I think there's something under my bed." And you see your terrified child like, "Something in my bed." Like,
this makes me think of. Do you remember I think it is just an urban legend where the kid would say, "There's a monster under my bed or in my closet," and then the parent would go to check, open the door, and there'd just be a human, a person standing there who had snuck in the house.
Wow.
Well, one, that person would not. Their existence would cease very shortly after.
Oh, yeah, but I'd still be very caught off guard because you just think of like, oh, there's a monster, so it's some and then you see a real person, like, oh, whoa, what?
What was it? They did that on. Did you ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Dude, I was gonna reference that. I love that.
I've seen it once.
Pimento, yeah.
Pimento.
Casey's watched that show like 1,000 times.
I love that. It's
Dude,
like,
so
Daddy,
good.
there's a monster in my bed. There's nothing in your bed. He opens it, and Adrian Pimento's in there. He's like,
yeah, yeah.
I let myself in. What? You're in my son's closet.
Yeah, good shit.
All right. Number 5.
Every night I hear tapping on my bedroom window. I live on the 12th floor.
Could it be a tree?
I could debunk that. I'm thinking a bird like lands on the windowsill and just
Yeah, what if
taps
it's
it
a
with
bird
beak.
nest?
Yeah, taps it with his beak.
I guess it depends on the type of tapping. It's like some
Yeah,
because
a beak would make a very distinct noise on a window because I've heard it versus like a knuckle.
Yeah, it's just some dude out there floating, tap dancing.
Tap dancing too.
I'm just picturing this guy has this horror story and then he opens his blinds and there's just a window washer. He's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you."
Oh. I want to read number 6. I like this one. They delivered a mirror to my apartment by mistake. Now at night, I see someone else's reflection smiling back at me.
Horrifying.
Dude, I like
Horrifying.
that. I like
that.
that.
I like that one too, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you could probably expand on that a whole lot.
It could be a good story. I feel like you could make a really good story with that.
Dude, can you imagine just the moment of, I'm imagining like from a cinematic point of view, right? The camera angle, it's like dark, you know, they walk into the room and then you see the reflection of someone standing there nonchalantly staring at them as they walk by. And then when they stop and realize what they saw, they turn and look and then it's gone, right?
I'm picturing what would be a cool concept for like a movie or something. I'm picturing the whole movie is just like there's suspense to it, and the guy's freaking out. You can't figure out why. Like it's it's his perspective, so you don't know what he looks like, but you just see the reflection. And at the end of the movie, it reveals like it shows his face, and the whole movie, you're like, that wasn't him in the mirror.
Oh, I gotcha. Interesting twist.
All right, Michael, bring it home.
Bring it home. Give
Number
us number 7.
I thought I was alone in the shower until I felt cold fingertips brush across my back. The bathroom door had been locked the whole time.
It's kind of weak, but it does remind me of the other creepypasta. Oh shoot, I think it's My Wife Keeps Looking at Me from Around the Corner. Is that the one?
Yes, when he's in the shower and his wife's been watching him through the closet or something.
Well, he like locks himself in the bathroom for hours.
But she'd been peeking at him or something in the closet in the bathroom,
yeah,
right?
she like just progressively gets like almost more demonic. And he went to the bathroom to hide from her. And like he went to go get a towel from the closet and she'd been there the whole time staring at him. Super uncomfortable.
You know how trippy that'd be though? Like I'm just picturing like taking a warm shower. So you've got heat, right? You've got steam and you feel cold fingertips touch you.
Typically I take hot showers, yes.
Sometimes I take too hot of showers.
Dude, honestly, I shower with my wife sometimes and
ew, gross, gay.
Boiling hot?
Well, one, yes, it is boiling hot. But
Women have boiling hot showers for whatever reason.
Somehow her fingers are still cold.
Circulation?
Maybe.
At that point, I would think it was a circulation.
Well, it's like she'll like get in and like she'll get her hair wet or whatever, but like just her hair wet, and then I'll get in, the hot water's like immediately soaking me just because of how my shower is designed, and like then she'll like put her hand on me or something, and her hands are still ice cold.
If we're talking about showering,
that's when you take the hand and you like put her hand in front of the water and you just let it sit there and warm up. You're like, all right, now we're had to warm it up first.
Actually, what I'll do is
with our significant others, I wouldn't even notice the cold fingertips. Most of the time, I'm not even in direct water. I'm standing on the other side of her, not in water, freezing.
Well, so yes.
I
so
thought
typically,
that was going to go a different way. I thought he was going to be, if we're talking about showers with others, I don't even notice because I never shower with her. She never showers with me. She never lets me shower with her.
No. Well, my shower, like the door, like you walk into it underneath the faucet. So like to get into the shower so I can go to the back of the shower where I belong, I have to pass under the hot water first.
Okay.
Did he freeze for you?
You froze earlier for me. I think it's just weird recording stuff.
I was like, you just froze for me.
Yeah,
Bad.
So
yeah, I don't think I would notice if I was showering with Autumn. Not one bit.
Good stuff. All right, Gabe. You want to close us out, I guess?
All right. Next time you're out camping and you hear a branch snap, just remember, every story had to start somewhere. And as always, don't forget your flashlight.
Don't forget your flashlight. 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 There's an old song called Flashlight.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is good. I'm going to stop the recording now.
You do what you feel like doing.